What is up everyone? Masked Ronin here. Today I'm gonna show you how you can counter any assassin. When countering an assassin with another assassin, you will need to drop yours at the perfect time or distance and you will always win. Keep in mind that the distance may vary a bit depending on the device you play on. If you drop your assassin too close or too late, you will just lose your unit and waste some energy. If you drop it too far or too fast, it's like you didn't do anything. Both units will just attack at the same time, so both will die and cancel each other out. This is in the case that their attack ranges and their attack speeds are pretty much the same. What you want to do is to wait for that sweet spot and drop your assassin at the perfect distance. This will allow you to get the first hit. You can probably miss the sweet spot by 10 or 20% and it will still work, but anything more will just result in trading units, in the best case. This tactic is about getting the first hit in. It should work with and against any unit, not just assassins. So here's a way you can practice. I call it Assassin Ping Pong. Ask a teammate to make the same deck as you and go for a few friendly fights. I think this deck works best. You need as many assassins as possible, preferably the cheapest ones. Rat Swarm and other Pence Gnomes won't work. You need assassins that are just a single unit. Fill the rest of the deck with cheap cards to cycle through the deck, but pick the ones that won't really affect the battlefield. Let the Assassin Ping Pong begin! You can use the Energy Staff to gain some energy, but as for the other spells, just use them in the corner, so you free up some room in your hand, allowing you to draw more assassins. Decide with your teammate who will summon the first unit, and then go and start the friendly fight. You can use the emotes for easier coordination. Whoever goes first can drop their assassin anywhere. So if the other player went first, you need to counter their assassin. Use the same assassin to counter it, if you got it in your hand, because this is the best way to start the training. Now that you have countered their assassin, they can let their new kit kill it with zaps, and then follow up with another assassin. Again, use the same one to counter it. Once you get the hang of it, you can try countering it with a different assassin every time. Sometimes the other assassin will win even if you got the first hit in when countering. That's because of the differences in their stats. But that shouldn't matter. The only thing that really matters is that you get the first hit in if you're the one countering. The arena with that duct tape grid on the floor can really help you figure out the perfect distance for this. Countering or getting the first hit in should also work with flying and range units. Sure, a flying or a ranged unit will always get the first hit in on a melee unit. But when you have a ranged unit versus another ranged unit, or a flying versus flying, or even a ranged versus flying, this tactic should work. It is much harder to get the first hit in with ranged units, because unlike melee units which have very similar attack ranges, ranged units have very different ones. Getting the first hit is achieved by placing your unit just outside of their attack range, and they also must be outside of yours, and the unit with the lower current velocity will hit first. Madilla Sally has bigger attack range than Smuggler Ike, but her attack speed is lower than his, and so you can still counter one with the other and vice versa, because Ike's lack of range is compensated by his attack speed. But for example, Nathan can attack your new kid from the half-court line, while Cupid Cartman has to get almost on top of your unit to start attacking. So you need to know a lot more distances when dealing with or against range units. You can practice with range units by learning what their attack ranges actually are. It's also best to do this with a teammate in a friendly fight. Drop a ranged unit directly in front of your new kid and let it walk towards the enemy new kid. You will see at what distance it starts attacking the enemy new kid. You will notice that some ranged units will get hit by enemy new kid zaps while others won't. You can really see the difference in ranges this way. So, if the units have similar attack range and attack speed, you can always guarantee that you'll have the first hit just by placing your unit at the correct distance. Now go grab a buddy and go play some Assassin Ping Pong. I really hope that this helps you guys out, and good luck with your practice.
I think the girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. I think the girls with their nails done. Girls with their
If you like my content, I'd appreciate it if you subscribed and liked the video. I hope to see you again next time, and until then, take care and stay awesome.